Since going on sale in 2011, the outgoing Kia Picanto found more than 1.4 million homes during its life cycle, with more than 300,000 of these in Europe. Kia's smallest model in the lineup is important. It's the fourth best-selling model in the UK range. The new one aims to continue that success by following the Korean company's philosophy of a great ownership prospect for customers with a combination of sporty styling, a generous equipmentality and practicality. The new Picanto's wheelbase has grown 15 mm over the old model and the wheels are closer to the edges of the car, aiming to improve interior space and provide a more grown-up, refined driving experience. With competition from the Hyundai i10, the Volkswagen Up, Skoda Citigo, Seat Triumvirate, Vauxhall Viva, Renault Twingo and Peugeot 108/Citroën C1 and Toyota Aygo, the new Kia Picanto has a job on its hands if it wants to dominate the city car class. Kia's family look is present and correct from the outside. The new Picanto is instantly recognizable as being part of the Kia family with its tiger nose front grille, big headlamp units and gaping lower bumper. At the rear it's a simpler design that looks more akin to its predecessor than at the front, but it's neat with LED lights and a practical, wide-opening tailgate for access to the boot. Kia claims it offers more load space than any of its rivals, but you can read more about that in the practicality section of this review. Choice of 3 petrol engines from launch. The Kia Picanto engine range consists of 2 petrol engines, a 1.0-litre 3-cylinder unit with 67 horsepower and a more powerful 84 horsepower 1.25-litre petrol that you'll find under the bonnet of the outgoing car. Joining the range later in 2017 is a turbocharged 100 horsepower 1.0-litre TGDI engine found in the larger Rio and Ceed, and will likely be a popular choice for those covering higher miles on faster roads, especially in combination with higher-spec models. Familiar, well-equipped trim levels. The Picanto will follow the usual Kia numerical trim level structure, 1, 2, 3, with sporty-looking GT Line and GT Line S specifications also available. All cars come with the radio, electric front windows and 6 airbags as standard. The premium GT Line S trim includes goodies such as sat-nav, heated seats and steering wheel, a sunroof, cruise control and Bluetooth phone connectivity. The verdict with the 2017 Picanto, Kia has taken another step forward. It's a good value choice in the supermini sector, and puts up a stiff challenge against the mainstream challengers, such as the Ford Fiesta 2 and Vauxhall Corsa. It's good-looking, well-made, offers plenty of kit and space. Combine this with Kia's famous 7-year warranty, and it's hard not to recommend this car on rational grounds. Read the full Kia Picanto hatchback review to find out if it should be on your city car shortlist. Petrol power is the only option. All engines need working hard. Turbo petrol could be worth waiting for if you're considering a Kia Picanto as your next car. Chances are you're not going to be racing it around country lanes or sitting on the motorway for hundreds of miles on end. That's a good thing because Kia Picanto performance isn't the strongest when you want to press on. However, that's not what this car is about at all, so it would be unfair to mark it down for not keeping up with something like a big saloon. Around town, the entry-level 1.0-litre petrol with 67 horsepower feels surprisingly eager thanks to respectable throttle response and a thrummy 3-cylinder soundtrack egging you on. Come to a hill though, and it runs out of puff fairly quickly, meaning you need to gain, and maintain, momentum building up to it, or make good use of the 5-speed manual gearbox. Luckily, it's slick and precise with a short throw for when you do need to change down a cog or two. Keep the revs high and its 96 Nm of torque will attempt to drag you up the hill. This engine will go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 14.3 seconds, so don't attempt to initiate any drag races at the lights unless you're up against a bicycle. Offering more responsive performance is the 1.25-litre with 84 horsepower and 122 Nm of torque, again driven via the front wheels and a 5-speed manual gearbox. A 4-speed automatic is also available with this engine. It's the one to go for if you regularly drive out of town thanks to more power and torque. It's that little bit more flexible and you won't find yourself changing down gears quite as often. However, it doesn't have the character of the 3-cylinder unit and isn't all that inspiring to rev out to the red line. This engine will take the Picanto from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 12.0 seconds, 13.7 seconds for the auto. The 1.0-litre TGDI could well be the antidote if you need more performance but still want some 3-cylinder character. We're yet to drive the Picanto with this engine installed, but a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 10.1 seconds is usefully nippier than the other two offerings, but it'll no doubt be the more expensive option. For now, if you're just pootling about town, the 1.0 litre is ideal and will keep the costs down. If you do need to stretch its legs at the weekend, the 1.25 litre will make motorway driving a little more relaxing and less laboured. Gearbox as standard on all versions of the Picanto is a 5-speed manual gearbox. It's slick and precise to use and feels well matched to the car's engines and character. The gear lever falls easily to hand and the throw of the gearbox isn't too long, either. Those looking for an automatic have the option of going for a 4-speed automatic, which we're yet to sample. It's only available with the 1.2 litre petrol though. Composed handling, accurate steering but still not exciting. Kia has worked hard to improve the way in which the new Picanto handles. Despite being the same overall length as the car it replaces, the wheelbase has been lengthened by 15 mm and the wheels are now right at the edges of the car, not only boosting interior space but also its stability on the road. It's noticeable too, with civilized road manners making the Picanto feel a bigger car than it really is. Body control is tidy with only a little roll present through the corners, while the stiffened anti-roll bars allow the car to corner more flatly. The steering is well weighted too, avoiding the usual issue of artificially light-feeling steering that afflicts many of its city car rivals. Impressive levels of grip mean you can corner in the Picanto faster than you think, which is reassuring if you ever misjudge a tight bend, for example. On the move, the Picanto feels agile, especially when zipping around city streets. The turning circle is tight and visibility is good for maneuvering, too. The Picanto also manages to tread the line between comfortable and sporty. While it drives well, it doesn't have overly firm suspension that jars over harsh bumps in the road. It copes admirably when presented with the pothole or broken road surfaces and never transmits them to the cabin too much. It strikes an impressive balance. However, if comfort is your priority, we'd avoid the 16-inch trims on sporty high-spec trim levels. They might look good, but the effect on ride comfort is noticeable. The imperfections of a normal road surface are amplified, while larger bumps and cracks are transmitted into the cabin with a sharper, more uncomfortable edge. Interior design, like any other Kia attractive, user-friendly design, feels solid and well-built. Kia has made huge strides with the cabin of the new Picanto, taking cues from the larger cars in its range. Dominating the dashboard is a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system that sits proud of the dash and is very easy to use thanks to clear graphics and big buttons to access key functions. Lower down, the heating and ventilation controls are easy to get to, while the steering wheel feels nice in your hands. There are some nice design touches such as the upright air vents at either side of the cabin and a bit of full-width trim making the interior feel a little wider than it really is. It's relatively easy to find a comfortable driving position, but note that the Picanto doesn't currently allow for seat height adjustment. This likely won't be an issue for average height drivers, although those of an exceptionally tall or short stature may struggle. Visibility is good too, thanks to lots of glass, lower window lines and small pillars, making the view out very good indeed. Comfort levels are high in the Picanto. Comfortable seats, a supportive suspension soaks up lumps and bumps. The big car feel of the Picanto is largely down to its interior and a grown-up driving experience. The cabin is a pleasant place to spend time with a practical design that enables the driver to get comfortable quickly and easily. There's average levels of adjustment in the comfortable driver's seat. While the steering wheel only adjusts for angle, you can't move it in and out. Visibility is good and all the car's controls are within easy reach and are clearly labeled. It's very easy to navigate around the Picanto's cabin. Impressive ride comfort. In terms of ride comfort, the Picanto strikes an excellent balance between being good to drive and relaxing. The suspension soaks up harsh bumps very well indeed, and never transmits it through to the cabin. We drove the car on a mix of smooth Spanish tarmac and broken rural roads and it coped very well indeed with the worst surfaces. There were no rattles and the car remained composed the whole time. 5 trim levels from 1 to GT Line S. Mid-range cars provide everything most buyers will need. Top-of-the-range GT Line S adds. While standard equipment on entry-level Grade 1 cars may be sparse, there is plenty of essential gadgets and conveniences on offer in mid-range to premium spec models. Standard Kia Picanto hatchback equipment 1. Opt for the base spec 1 car and there's little in the way of standard equipment. Included in the price is electric front windows, remote locking, FM, AM radio with O and USB ports, a tilt-adjustable steering wheel, 6 airbags and 60 hours 40 minutes split folding rear seats. To move up to grade 2, likely to be the most popular in the UK, and essentials such as aircon, electric rear windows, heated electric door mirrors and Bluetooth phone connectivity are all standard. There's also a few visual tweaks thrown in, too, such as a leather-trimmed steering wheel and gear lever, body-colored door handles and side mirror housings, a chrome grille surround plus 14-inch alloy wheels in place of steel rims. 3 Trim Grade 3 is the first to include autonomous emergency braking as standard within the Advanced Driving Assistance Pack, it being optional on 1 and 2 spec cars. Featuring pedestrian recognition, attempts to stop vehicle if a person walks out in front, it's available as an option on 1 and 2 spec cars. Other standard goodies include a 7-inch infotainment screen, sat-nav, climate control, rear parking sensors, and rear parking camera, 15-inch alloy wheels, cruise control and a 6-speaker DAB-enabled audio system. Electric folding mirrors are also included, handy for if you frequently park on narrow streets. GT Line is one of 2 trim levels that include a number of striking visual tweaks to the Picanto's styling. Sports front and rear bumpers and side sills adorn GT Line Picantos, as do standard fit dual exhausts, red and black faux leather seats, LED indicators, daytime running lights and privacy glass on the rear windows and tailgate. There's little in the way of extra equipment over the 2 spec car though, meaning if you want the sporty looks and a full set of gadgets, top spec GT Line S is the only way to go. GT Line S, the Picanto's flagship trim level, GT Line S comes with all the style and visual addenda of the regular GT Line cars, yet adds a swathe of extra equipment along with it. So in addition to the standard kit on 3 spec cars, GT Line S adds big car tech such as keyless entry and keyless ignition, heated seats, a heated steering and wireless phone charging. There's even an electric sunroof, a rarity on small city cars. Optional Kia Picanto hatchback accessories. As is the case with most Kias, there's very little to choose from in the way of optional extras. Thankfully there's still a comprehensive choice of exterior colors available, from subtle standard and optional shades, to louder and more distinctive premium hues. Included in the latter is Silver Frost, Chili Red and Pop Orange, all sure to make your Picanto stand out from the crowd. Safety good with optional kit autonomous emergency braking available. Stiffer structure should be beneficial. The Picanto's lighter, stronger structure was only enough for it to score a 3-star rating in the 2017 Euro NCAP crash tests, only rising to 4 stars for versions fitted with automatic emergency braking, EB. There are 6 airbags as standard with an optional knee airbag available, too, as well as several active safety systems. There's VSM, Vehicle Stability Management, with Escape, electronic stability control, which keeps the car in check by braking when cornering a bit too vigorously, while EB is also standard on 3 specification and above. Tire pressure monitoring also keeps an eye on your tires for you, and will ping up a warning on the dashboard if they drop below what they should be. Plenty of passenger space, choice of 4 or 5 seats. Biggest boot in the city car class due to the wheelbase increase, the Picanto offers more space before, and one of the most spacious interiors among its rivals. There's plenty of space in the front for 2 adults, it's only the narrow body that will make it feel more cramped, but that's the case for any city car. In the back, there's enough room for 2 adults to sit comfortably on longer journeys, although fitting a 5th passenger in on the odd occasion will be a bit of a squeeze. There's no 3-door option in the Picanto, so access to the rear is easy via wide-opening rear doors, which will be a boon for parents needing to fit child seats in the rear. Class-leading boot space. The boot of the new Picanto is bigger than all of its main rivals at 255 litres. The Volkswagen Up, Skoda Citigo, Seat Mitrio and Hyundai i10 come close to rivaling the Picanto, but others like the Vauxhall Viva and Peugeot 108/Citroën C1/Toyota Aygo are all well off the pace. There's a split-level boot floor to take advantage of too, and if it's in the highest position and you need to fold the rear seats down, you'll be presented with the flat load area once the seats are folded. Space is a generous 1010 litres when you do this. Plenty of storage throughout. Kia has lavished storage spaces on the new Picanto. The door bins are of a decent size and will fit a water bottle in some odds and ends, while the compartment below the aircon controls is big and split into 2 thanks to a little shelf in the middle. For the first time in a city car, according to Kia, there's a small sliding armrest between the front seats with enough storage inside for a small bottle or a pair of sunglasses.